Hi, Ray's Rant for the Masses. I'm Ray, obviously, and I'm here to do, I guess, the fifth installment. I wasn't counting, I forgot. But so I remember doing Last House on the Left, and then there was Punisher, Fast and Furious. I don't think I'm saying this in order. It's Twilight. So yeah, it's the fifth one. Um, so yeah, I decided to do this one, which was not a movie I own yet, but it's I'm gonna do Changeling. Now, a lot of people when this movie came out on DVD, I guess it's because I work in a DVD store, not saying where, but a lot of people were debating on buying this. I guess it's because they didn't go see it in theaters. It wasn't really that big of an advertisement, and then all of a sudden Angelina Jolie wins as Best Actress, which is a rarity in itself, seeing how she did Wanted the same year she did this, and then she hasn't been doing films lately. I mean, what was the last thing I saw her in? Mr. and Mrs. Smith. But um, so yeah, everybody was like, oh wow, she came out with Best Actress. She almost won Best Actress. This movie seems interesting, but they didn't want to see it because I guess the story seemed too simple, which was woman goes and she um goes to work one day, comes home, son's gone, and then 5 months later, cops show up with a different kid saying, "Hey, this is your son," and she's like, "No, it's not." So when you first hear that, you're like, "Seems interesting, but would I really spend $19 on it?" So unless you saw it in the theaters, I guess a lot of people didn't want to see it. So my mom bought it, and it was a great choice. I would honestly say she was definitely deserving for this award. It was excellent. Clint Eastwood delivered the best as he always does. Guaranteed you will walk out of this movie going, that movie was great. Guaranteed. Unless you're like one of those people that like, I only like action movies, this movie was great. Especially because of the fact that it was based on a true story, which makes it even more messed up. This movie, I would say, is one of the most messed up movies I've seen since The Mist. Yeah, I'm willing to go there. I would say that this is one of the most messed up movies I've seen since The Mist. The story is about this woman and how she has to go against corrupt cops who have obviously went against her and gave her a child that was not hers. Now, I'm not a parent or anything, but if I was and somebody gave me not my kid, trust me, there would be some hell to pay. And this movie definitely goes there without the whole I'm gonna shoot up the place and everything. It's definitely a good drama. It You never knew where it was going, and her portrayal of this character was so great. She looked so much like a woman from the 19. I guess it happened in the 50s. I'm not sure, but she looks like if she could have lived in that era, and that's what even made it more realistic. The cinematography was great. Trust me, the color scheme, everything was really good. So was the fact that the angles, the way it was cut. At certain points, I felt it got kind of long, but then again, what great movie isn't long? I mean, if it was an hour and 30, the movie would have sucked. But the whole time you're wondering, what happened to this kid? Where did he go? Why is this happening to her? And it just delivered. It delivered. And it was very heartfelt. And even you don't even have to be a parent to watch this movie and say, wow, this is really messed up. And I would have fought for my kid. And you would, if you was a parent, if you was a true parent, you would go through what she did to try and get her kid back. And that was what made the movie so good. You followed this character. You felt for this character. You wanted her to be reunited with her son. And it was just excellent. I mean, if you don't believe me, rent it. Just rent it. And if not, buy it. I am going to buy this movie. I'm cheap, so I'm going to wait. But I am definitely going to buy this movie. It was just as going out the way Clint Eastwood did. I haven't seen Gran Torino while I'm doing this film. I'm probably going to see it when it comes out on DVD. But The Changeling, one of his best films. I would honestly say that it's one of the best that he's produced since, I would say, Mystic River or Million Dollar Baby. Clint Eastwood always guarantees deliver when he directs. And this one, I would say that if this was his last film, he went out great. He went out great. I just have to see Gran Torino. But Angelina Jolie's performance, brilliant. Everybody's performance in this movie was on cue, and it was just brilliant. It was great. Even the child actors. I mean, I believed it. I actually, I had to sit there and be like, yo, that kid did that, man. That kid went through that stuff. And I couldn't walk away saying that any of these people were actors. They portrayed and became these characters. And I absolutely love this movie. If I was to rate it on a scale, I would give this movie an 8. And I'm actually surprised that this movie did not go into Best Picture. I know there was other movies that were nominated. There was a lot of great movies. Doubt, Milk, The Reader, The Wrestler. I'm actually shocked that The Wrestler didn't go, but that's another topic. But Changeling was definitely up there for last year's greatest films. It's definitely a must see for 2008. Definitely a must see. I really honestly regret not seeing this in theaters because I felt that the impact would have been so much better seeing how I was doing stuff while watching the movie, but this movie was it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. And I would definitely give this movie an 8. Yeah, I'll give it an 8. And I would definitely rent it, own it, whatever you want to do. But if you want to see Angelina Jolie at her best, you want to see Clint Eastwood directing at his best, you will watch this movie. Um, but this is definitely for people who can appreciate fine film. Not saying that people can't. I'm just saying, there's certain people who are just like, I only watch action movies. I only watch sci-fi. But if you want a definitely good drama, you want something that you're gonna be like, yeah, I would watch that again. You would watch this movie. So I just did the Changeling. This is the fifth one. This is Ray's Rant for the Masses. I'll give it an 8. And I'll catch you on the flip side.